Outside the majestic structure on First Street Northeast and in the light of a bright sun, a large peaceful crowd, a mix of protesters with placards and tourists with cameras, is being kept off the plaza by a phalanx of uniformed security officers. Just behind the officers, at the edge of the sidewalk running in front of the building, a line of TV reporters and camera crews are waiting for the people they've scheduled to interview. The camera operators are on their knees, and plastic milk crates have been arranged for the guests to stand on. This way, the camera view will angle up so that the facade of the Supreme Court will be in the background. Something of extraordinary import is happening inside that grand edifice today. The court is hearing the second of 3 days of oral arguments in the case of National Federation of Independent Business, NFIB, versus Kathleen Sebelius. The NFIB brought suit against the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, challenging the constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, which was signed into law almost exactly 2 years earlier. A 50-something Georgetown law professor, Randy Barnett, wearing a brown Italian-made suit, exits the building from a side door and makes his way alone toward the front of the building. He has left the packed courtroom early to avoid the herd of other spectators. As he walks briskly out to First Street, the noise level rises. He passes a tent on the grounds where a CNN reporter named Jeffrey Toobin stands in front of a camera crew, illuminated by TV lights and holding a mic. Toobin is excitedly telling his audience that it appears the challenge to the Affordable Care Act may well succeed. Encouraging, Barnett thinks. That was his impression, too. Barnett reaches the plaza, where just the day before he posed for a front-page above-the-fold profile that appeared in this morning's New York Times. But he is thinking about a moment in this same place 8 years earlier. On that sunny December day, he had exited the Supreme Court by the front door, walked down the steps, and stood at a bank of microphones on the plaza. He then fielded questions from a throng of reporters, including Nina Totenberg of NPR in her trademark red overcoat, who thrust her own mic in front of his face. That was the day he had argued the medical marijuana case, not coincidentally another Commerce Clause challenge to a federal law, like the Obamacare challenge.